Welcome back, viewers. We've now been joined by our guest, Engineer Toba Owojaiye, who's a public affairs analyst, to help us analyze on most of the headlines we read out to you earlier. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning and good to have you.
Good morning. Good to have you too.
All right, viewers, this is also the segment where our phone lines are now open for you to call in and join the conversations and tell us, is the protest still ongoing in your area or it's fizzled out already, as we've been hearing in other parts of the country? All right, how are you doing today once again?
Fine. We have survived the worst of the protest, we hope.
Well, we hope. Today is day 7, so
yes.
Anything is still possible, especially in some other parts of the country. Maybe some places that still have protests. Now, let's take the story from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. It says, sponsors of protest on watch list, federal government says. And it says, we have blocked external funding for protests, says IGP. And it says, we are only after enemies of state, says CDS. Suspend. Okay, that's by the way. Now, talking about this protest, this hunger protest, they say there are some sponsors that are on the watch list. And if you also look at some things that happen in some parts of the northern part of the country, where they say Russian flag was being hoisted, and some persons say it's not Russian flag, it's actually the military flag. Now, what do you make of all of this? Do you think that they're actually sponsors? And looking at the demographic of people that were hoisting this particular flag, some of them don't even know what it means. Most of them are children, and they do not even know the detriment of that action that they took. What's your take on this? Yeah,
first of all, it's good to be here. Politics is strong, and people never let a good crisis go to waste. Politicians and leaders never let a good crisis go to waste. So there are opportunists that have been waiting for this crisis. Some America has predicted, the West have predicted our breakup since 2011, 2015. So any opportunity that has an uprising is close to an opportunity to reset any country. So once that happens, the hawks and the sharks, they test blood in the water and they start gathering. UBA, they had to close down an account that was funded with hundreds of pounds before the protest. And other funds have been coming in from various groups. So this is my point. Don't just close the accounts. Let us know the groups. Why and what are they funding this crisis for? Because there are people who will benefit in a change of regime. There are those who will benefit from the regime retained. So these are the issues we are looking at. And we knew the North. I was born in Kaduna. I've spent almost all my life in the North. I knew that a crisis of this magnitude in the North with the hunger on ground may not be controllable. This is just the reality on ground. My only worry is that the military did not have enough rubber bullets and water to disperse crowd. The stories of them shooting live ammunition at people is wrong. For military, for police, is wrong. However, in a real situation, how are you going to be safe as a policeman with 1,000 youths marching towards you and you only have a rubber bullet? Are you going to stand? And if they know that all you have is a rubber bullet, then you are dead already. So it's a mix-up. This has brought some benefits. The president has to seriously look at some of the things that have been said. Most of the ministries have to sit up and try to work harder. And the people have shown the government that they are the leaders. They can still press the government anytime they want. There are some goods we can take from this.
Talking about the goods we can take from this, and you also made mention that the president needs to, do some things. Looking at his speech on Sunday, how do you really think he addressed the situation? Because it was even after the speech that more people came to the streets, like, we still have to protest. And in fact, there are some people doing a sit-out in Abuja now. It's no longer like a protest walk. It's now a sit-out until something is done. So do you think that part of the accusation is that, instead of the president to actually address or acknowledge, first of all, the complaints of the people, all the things that he outlined that were the challenges that he wanted to be handled, none of them was acknowledged in his message. Rather, he spoke about his achievements and the things he has done in office and then called for an open dialogue. Some persons are saying there's no way you can call for an open dialogue when you first of all not acknowledge what is going on. And Shehu Sani, on the other hand, Senator Shosani on the other hand.
Yes.
He's saying that we know him to be a renowned activist. And the former lawmaker is stating that, oh, it's time to sheath your sword and actually have conversation with the president. This is how democracy works. But people say, no, this is not what is really going on. So I want to get your thoughts on this, especially looking at what people say on the streets as against what people think it should be.
Okay, so if a protest drags long enough and strong enough, it can overthrow any government. Why you saw those flags, that flag was a Russian flag, but more importantly, it was a military flag. That is the Nigerian military flag. And we saw a lot of youths in the north calling on the military to take over. We saw them on top of military cars, dancing with the military and calling the military to take over. So it's not surprising that the government should take this seriously. In my opinion, Tinubu was not going to go back on subsidy. As an analyst and pro-Nigerian, I do not even subscribe towards going back on subsidy. We have this bandage that we've worn on our wound as a country for over 12, 14 years, and it has not been fixed. Now that we have yanked off the bandage and we have been through the pain of it, let's wait for the gain, because this has to go. Subsidy has to go. We cannot forever subsidize. Subsidy has to go. But like I said, the government didn't put enough cushioning. The government didn't show the people that we are in a recession. We are in a moment of austerity. The government was buying jets. The government was building VP's residence. The government was being extravagant. This is the cause of the problems. The only thing I think the president should have handled was cost of governance. He didn't say anything on cost of governance in that speech. That was a good point to say, I will sell off 2 of the presidential jets. We will look into the budgets of ministries. We will try to trim down on some expenses. Those are the kind of things he should have added. But for minus that, was a very good speech, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's look at the protest dimensions or the characteristics that followed the protest, especially, you know, it was more like a protest in the southwest and a protest in the north.
Yes.
So let's look at it from that angle. It had a different coloration in the southwest and a different coloration in the north. What can you make as the major difference in these 2 protests that went on?
They were both expected. See, the southwest are logical. The southwest are more intellectual. When APC wanted to win in 2015, they sold logic in the southwest and sold religion in the north. Let me say that again. When they wanted to win in 2015, they sold logic in the southwest and sold religion in the north. So when you sell logic in the southwest love to analyze things. Some will go in this direction, some will be in this direction, and they like to have their own opinion. So if they are hungry, they will tell you they are hungry. They are not afraid of you. You are Tinubu, they will tell you they are hungry. This is the southwest, okay? But the north is a bandwagon that is driven by culture and religion and what the leaders say. There are people behind the people, behind the people, behind this protest. If you want to hear my honest opinion, very honest opinion, they had to make this move now because the hunger is now. Because 2026, let's say Tinubu takes the price of fuel to 200 naira, and you now have Lagos, Calabar Coastal Highway, you now have Sokoto, Badagry Highway, you now have Dangote refinery working, you now have 2 other refineries working. How are you going to contest against Tinubu? So you have to act now that the hunger is on ground now to see what you can do.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to the press.
This is Akim calling from Lagos.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning,
Akim.
sir.
Please join the conversation.
Thank you. Hello to your analyst. Okay. Actually, my own view about the last protest or the still ongoing protest, you know.
Is it still going on in your area in Lagos? Is the protest still ongoing in your area in Lagos?
I don't think anything is going on in Lagos. We have already passed our message, so we are not the kind of people that will go breaking people's property. Okay?
Please go ahead.
All right. The thing is here, we must say the truth, okay? It's
Yes.
of two sides. From the federal government side or the government side, they must realize that the truth is that people are actually hungry, okay? Things are very costly. Of course, we all know it's not Mr. Tinubu that caused everything that's happening now. Even the removal of the subsidy is not the one that removed it. It's just a matter of announcing that subsidy is gone. We all know what is happening.
Sure.
But Mr. President, his last speech, I'm a little bit, not so satisfied, even though he made good speech, but I'm not so satisfied because there are certain things that he needed to say. Okay, even the issue of that Nigerian rates about whether reversal or not reversal, they are supposed to be a kind of tangible response towards whether it is going to be reversed, whatever. So, okay, let me just leave that side. But there are certain things that government needs to be doing that they are not doing. So they are supposed to look at their own side. But let me come down because I'm aiming at these protesters themselves. Number one, this protest, the reason for the protest is a very genuine. But those behind the protest themselves, that is where the problem is. Because if you cannot reveal whom you are, then there is ulterior motive that you are having.
Sure.
I look at it, for example now. Okay, look at it. Everybody just focused on the federal government, forgetting that a lot of money have been channeled to the state. Why are these protestants are not a kind of organizing themselves to the state governors? This is how the system should be. They should face the state governor to account for whatever that has been given to them. We are not doing this. Now the local government autonomy has been approved.
Yes.
Okay, this is right from our locality. We're supposed to feed the local government chairman and so on and so forth. Then lastly, the issue of the international incursion of raising Russian flag or whatever. It is two sides.
Quickly round up
it is either, I'm writing up, it is either they did it intentionally, somebody motivated them to do it, or just for the love that they have for us, that we cannot dispute that fact. But that is very wrong. It's very, very wrong. And I love what police and military are doing. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. God bless you too. Thank you so much. We'll take more calls when they come in later.
Yes.
Well, it's, he said a lot, especially touching on the Russian flag. I don't know why it's looking like a disguise of, it was supposed to be the military flag. Maybe it was an error in production, and that's why it was beginning to look like Russian flag, because we know what happened in Niger. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press.
Morning,
Please
sir.
tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah. My name is Honorable Chris. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Honorable.
Morning, sir.
Please join the conversation, sir.
Yeah. Let me talk about this protest.
Okay.
I've been in this country.
Is the protest still ongoing in Port Harcourt?
Yeah, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Yes, is the protest still ongoing in Port Harcourt?
Yeah, yesterday, even today, they strategized to maybe they now move to rural areas to create awareness.
Okay.
I love what is going on. Let me tell you this. I've been in this country for many years. If I want to write a biography of a Nigerian or Nigerian government, quote me right, I know what they can do and I know their tactics. I know how they play politics. Only that I am a called Christian. I don't want to join anything concerning politics in Nigeria. No real Christian will play politics in Nigeria. I am telling you.
Okay.
See, let me tell you this protest. This protest you see that is going on is a peaceful protest by the citizens. But what is going on now is this. And the Nigerian government believe that, just like as your studio there is, if they want to take over that studio, they come in a legal way and you resist them in the courts. Don't think that they will leave. They will come the other way. That's how they play their politics. They have people, they will infiltrate in you. They can even plant me in that studio just to make sure they achieve their end. That is how government, allegedly, that's how they play their own politics. You see the protest.
Okay.
Mr. President gave a speech last time, and you see how the protests have been turning. Police will issue their own, army will issue their own. That flag, is it a Russian flag? Is it? No, we should paint it the way it is.
All right.
Okay, how are you sure that is it not the same government are doing it? Because they want to stop the protest. Did you think that Mr. President is happy about the protest?
All right.
Tell me any APC or any government that are happy about this protest. Because the protest will expose them.
All right.
So anything protest, they don't like it.
All right.
So look at the subsidy. That subsidy, I am telling you, it's a good thing, but the way they remove it, it's not how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Before, you can use 500 and a full year past my neighbor generator. Now, can you use 500 and full it?
All right. Thank you very much.
They turn back the subsidy when we are ready. You made it plain to everybody. Then we can apply with it. You just come out from your bedroom. You say subsidy is gone. Who does that? Are you feeding me?
All right.
Eh?
Thank you so much.
It's not a market square. It's not a village square where you can just do anything you like.
Absolutely. Honorable, thank you. Let's give other people a chance to say
the wife
something.
say that they have money. They will use the money for Nigerian. Let the wife.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Let's quickly take other people's calls. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Speak louder.
Thank you. Owojaiye from Abuja.
All right. Please go ahead and join the conversation, sir.
It hurts me when I hear people saying the protesters are faithless and they have no objective.
Okay.
Well, I feel so disappointed. I was following your program at the same time following our rights program, and so funny that Adam Soshomole is not ashamed of saying the same thing. He was even telling the viewers that everybody in Nigeria knows him when he was protesting. Who told him that everybody knows him? He's claiming that he doesn't know the faces of the current protesters, the organizers. Besides, why the word organizer? I don't even know why this word organizer. You know Nigerians are hungry, and you are asking of the organizer. Okay, fine. If Tinubu want to hear from those who are angry and hungry, then he should open the government house. Let all of us go in there and vent our anger. What is the word organizer? What is the word leader? What? We are all facing the same thing. This is not political party that you say who want to be the head. This is the voice of Nigeria saying we are hungry, but things are not going the way it should go, that we are not getting the value we should have, that we are not proud of being Nigeria because of what is happening. And you are asking of leaders.
All right.
I repeat what I said yesterday. He has 48 hours from now. He should decide what he wants to do and tell us what he wants to do, or he should resign. It's simple.
All right.
And this is what Nigerians are saying.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. We really appreciate you. You know, while this conversation of face or no face, you know, I asked you a while ago, I said the difference between what happened in the Southwest and what happened in the North. It was looking like in the Southwest, there was a leadership. Of course. But in the North, it was more like people were on their own. So there was nobody to tell them, okay, this is the arrangement, this is the arrangement. When I listened to the former lawmaker, Shehu Sani, he was saying when there's going to be a protest, there are processes and procedures because it's a constitutional right. So you have to come out, organize like a press conference, speak to the government, then get support from the police, get court order before you take this decision. And, you know, you don't just go to the streets because it is concerning every Nigerian. There has to be somebody cheering it. Just like labor movements, just like when they had their protests and all of that. But there has to be somebody championing that voice. So what do you make of the way it happened in the North and the way it happened in the Southwest?
You see, like I said, this is basically a political play that is happening on the present hunger level and anger level in the country.
More like a cash-in.
Yes, it's a cash-in. It's a cash-in on the... Because once somebody is hungry and angry, he's emotional. He's not going to want to find out what's behind this, who is behind this, what is the motive.
An angry man is an angry man.
is directly talking about his hunger. Address my hunger today. Don't tell me you're going to address my hunger next week. I'm hungry today. Address it now. So there is that angle being played out. And there's also the angle of, you say you want a protest without a leadership. If 1,000 people gather here, in 20 minutes, there will be a leader.
Of course.
Just without even choosing one. If 1,000 people gather for any reason, in a few minutes, there will be leaders. It's a process. And you need, you see, wherever there are good ones, you see the process peaceful, like Jos. Prophet Buba was one who headed the protest. The Muslim prayed, the Christians protected them.
Yeah,
the Christians prayed on Sunday, the Muslims protected them. Channels TV was able to call him, to interview him on the TV. He was able to speak his mind. This is what you have when you have leaders leading a protest, identifiable leaders. We also saw Adenya Yaju leading some protests, making some demands. This is what we are saying. Let there at least be a face so that it can be held accountable to a degree. We're not saying that it will be ruled or those people will be bought over, but it must have some semblance of leadership, or else it will turn into a full-blown crisis. We saw banks burned down, we saw churches burned down, we saw mosques burned down, we saw a pharmacy looted completely, we saw a rice mill looted and burned.
Talk about the Innovation Center in Kano State that's yet to be launched. That's also gone. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to the
Good morning,
press.
sir.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Ayorinde calling from Ogun State.
All right, Mr. Ayorinde, please
Welcome,
join the
sir.
conversation. I hope there's no
good
protest
morning.
today in Ogun State.
Oh, we are fine, I think protest is going on in some area.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
Okay, I want to comment on the president's speech on Sunday.
Okay.
Now, it would have been better if the speech was able to calm the protesters. You know, everybody were expecting that speech on Sunday. The atmosphere was calm on Sunday. Even people are like, I think after the speech, we go back home, stop this protest. But unfortunately, the speech even put fuel on fire. I think people were really hungry after the speech, because it's like what we are doing, the president did not even recognize. You know, he did not show a sign that he is aware that something like this is going on in the country. So people felt so disappointed. So you can see that from Monday, early in the other part, the protest took another turn, which is violent.
Yes.
Because people are really angry. Now the speech is just like somebody reading manifesto, right? This is what I've done. This is what I did. No, you are not really addressing what is really happening. Now, on the side of the subsidy, I will not advise the subsidy to return. Are you getting it?
Yes.
I will not advise the subsidy to return, like our guest just said, because the issue is that there are some people benefiting from this subsidy, right? So this protest is being channeled by some individuals. Let me say it that way.
Okay.
Now, look at the president's speech. The speech angered some state governors.
All right.
Because in the speech, he was able to say that he increased governors' allocation, he did that. So some of these governors too are not really backing the president again.
Of course.
Yes, they are not. They are not really backing the president
You need to round
again.
up your thoughts
So
quickly.
it's like a house divided among itself.
Yes.
So it's like the president is trying to shift the protesters to their governors.
All right.
So the protest the way it's going, if care is not taken, and you can see the people raising military flag,
Sure.
and you can see IBB came on board. IBB said that Babangida, he said that he was not in support, he was not the one channeling the military, or he was not in support of the
Yes.
people clamoring for a military rule. But sincerely, let me tell you, it happened in Niger and nothing happened.
All right. Thank you very
Right?
much.
Okay, thank you,
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Give someone else a chance. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're
Good
welcome
morning,
to
sir.
the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ochi.
All right, please join the conversation, Mr. Oji.
Hello, I want to call that guy that called from Lagos. That guy has really to APC to question whether they have been doing well or they have not been doing well. He's always an OES member. So I don't take his comments serious. But let me go straight to what I want to say regarding whether the governors and the local government apparatus should be held accountable. The point is this. Who is the, we know how the Nigerian system operates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the person that removed the fuel subsidy? The president, right? Or the governor? So who is the person that float the naira? So all this clueless economic policy by this president should be revisited. So nobody is holding any governor accountable because they are not responsible for the hardship that people are going to, you know. So what we are saying is that we have an incompetent president and he should stop listening to people, you understand? Okay. He is talking about how he sharing allocation, increasing allocation to governors. Is that what he promised when he talk about saving the money from fuel subsidy? He said that the money is going to be saved to build refinery, and he's sharing it. Is that how to run a government?
All right, thank you very much for your contribution.
If we cannot continue, we should just resign. You understand?
All right, thank you.
So that was what I was saying.
Thank you. I'll take this next call and then we continue the conversation before I take more calls. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Alhassan. Good morning, engineer. You are on to SLD from Kano.
Hi,
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, you're in Kano now. How's the protest in Kano?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are making progress, and the curfew has been relaxed from 6 to 6.
Okay.
So you can see there is improvement in the security aspect, and then we bless God for that. And then let me quickly respond to this issue of rising Russian flag.
Yes.
In the protest aspect. Believe in me, if I'm not the first person, I should be the second person to raise this issue and the risks involved in raising Russian flag. And then when you look at the event entirely, you look at the kind of people that are taking the flag, you will understand what we are talking long ago about changing our curriculum of education right from grassroots so that you put patriotism in that. You will see the implication of that. You look at them, you see they are on the edge. You understand? So somebody, they don't even know who is Russia. What is all about Russia? They don't even know. You understand? So it shows there must be somebody behind that. Who could be that person? Where is our NIA? Where is the DIA? Where are the DSS? What is going on? What is going on? This is something big. I don't take this, and in fact, the government should not take this for granted. This is a big issue. This is a big issue. But now, for those who have been arrested, you look at them, ask them questions. They will tell you they were just given. Who gave it to you? Who sponsored that? So, what they need general societal reorientation.
All right.
So our entire curriculum has to change to put this patriotism. And lastly, the issue of palliative is not the way out. Believe in me. If the presidency will come out and say they have shared almost about 570 billion to the governors, to do what? To do what? There are so many channels that the message can reach to the masses. There are so many things that government can do so to avoid this protest right from day one.
Thank you so much, SND.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Admin from Kano, I will sure.
All right, thanks. A lot has been said, but this is the angle to which I want us to discuss this conversation. Now, there's been a conversation of the protest in the north has some undertone that if it was a northerner that was on the seats, would this protest have occurred in the north and at this magnitude? And the former lawmaker said something. He said before the protest, they shared money and flags to these people That's an alleged statement, though. So if this was an hunger protest, how did you even get money to make up these flags and do all of these things? If you say you were hungry, there were other ways to symbolize hunger, your pots, your plates, and all of that. And then I listened to the human rights lawyer, Femi Falana. He said something. He said, this is like a distraction ever since the president made a statement about the disbursement that have gone to the states, which means that people need to look at the states, they need to ask questions. But there are lots of distractions from that line of conversation. And instead of us having those conversations and asking these questions, like what happened to the funds that were disbursed to these states, people are now talking about this flag-related issues.
Yes.
What is really going on? What do you make of these, sides of the conversation?
Yeah, you see, there are people who want to remove, like I've said, there are people who do not believe they will be able to beat Tinubu come 2027. And once you are of that, and it takes a large knowledge of politics to know that you are not going to be able to beat Tinubu 2027. And then if the people are not hungry in 2027, what do you do? If the economy has changed, if things have become better in 2027, how do you beat the president? And if you can't beat him then, and you have seen that there's enough ground now to be able to use a coup or to use a military takeover or to use the president must go, then it's politics. By any means necessary. This is what is playing out. I don't think they started the protest with flags at the beginning. But after the Sunday speech, that's where we now saw the flags. I said, immediately people started saying military should take over. There are people on ground who decided that, okay, the next thing is to start flying flags for the military to take over. There are people who are interested in the military taking over, no matter how much it is. There are people who have not thought it through that if Tinubu must go, then Shettima is the next person in line. If Shettima must go, then Akpabio is the next person in line. This is our democratic system of governance.
Okay, but then part of this conversation is, this was supposed to be an hunger strike, but it's looking like a president must go kind of strike, especially in one part of the nation. And then, yet again, people calling for, like I said, the demographics of people calling for this military governance, especially if we say they were hosting military flags. There are people who have no knowledge of history.
That's what I'm saying. See,
people who
there are
did
people
not even know
behind
what it was like when military was in power. Because, and they also alluded this to lack of teaching history in schools.
There are people behind the people behind the people. Always know that. So there needs to be a face request that everybody can agree to. End SARS. End bad governance. There has to be a face issue that the protest can be around. And then as it goes on, the real issues of the real people behind it begin to prop up. It is very normal. And I told you, you do not let a good crisis go to waste. This is politics. So once there's a crisis, people begin to think of how can we make the best out of this? What can we push for? Can we push for the military? Do I have a friend in the military? If the military comes on board, what do I stand to gain? If the military comes on board, there will be an election after 1 year. After 1 year, can I get the... See, those are all the things that plays out. You see, and politicians may not think about how many people would die. I'm telling you that there are states in which the reason why the governors have instituted a 24 hours curfew is because they know that if things continue in the next five days, there will be a state of emergency and there will no more be governors.
Sure.
There's a constitutional right for that. There's a reason why Fubara has not allowed the crisis in Rivers pick up. He doesn't want to be kicked off. There's a reason why Kanu declared a 24-hour curfew. The governor knows his NNPP. He's not going to play with the situation. There is still politics in this thing. That's what we are saying.
I saw a particular headline that said that some protesters marched to Wike's residence and said they want him to resign as FCT minister. The question is, what's the relationship between the hunger protest and being the FCT minister?
These are the things we are saying. There's always a coloration. You see, why do people loot people's shops in a crisis? The person who owns the shop is not the government. But once people are hungry and there's a protest, they see an opportunity. I saw a guy carry a television from National Library. They stole everything in the library minus the books. The books were intact because people who steal don't read, and people who read don't steal. So these are the things we saw play out.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Please go ahead.
From Ondo State.
Okay.
Ondo State.
Please go ahead. So, I'm so sorry, I can see you're trying to listen to your
Let's
TV
take the other guy.
sets.
Let's take the other guy. He has called 6 times.
It's different people.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please, we need you to turn down the volume of your TV set or step away from it if you want to hear us clearly. Thank you.
Yeah, I've just done that. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from Lafia.
All right, sir.
Okay,
we didn't
my
get your name.
contribution is this.
Okay.
This what I expected the president to have said in his speech. Were things like, okay, people have been complaining for long, no food, no security, and everybody is complaining.
Sure.
Imagine a mother of 2, 3, 4, and children will be crying, no food, they sleep without food. The next day the children will wake up, one day I want to eat bread, I want to eat this. And this is the grew up, they never saw this. But it's unfortunate that farmers are not going to their farms. Like some communities, they have no business with how government is run. They'll stay in the farm, they roast their yam, they drink water from the stream, and they'll be okay. Like a situation like this, people are complaining now. People cannot stay in their farms. There's some people they have to pay for the go to their farms. And all have contributed to this. So I expected the government, the president to have like, okay, issue of transportation now, some people it will take him like 400, 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira to go to his farm. And how much to pay? How much to invest in the farm?
All right.
That all those buses should be made available. The buses should be made available. So that somebody can pay a little fee to go to his farm. The food will be available. There should be security. Government should go for security.
All right.
Civil servants should be looking into issue of kidnapping and what they are getting out of farm.
All right. Thank you very much.
Look into that. Very much.
All right. Thank you. Let's quickly take another call. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please join the conversation.
Okay. Are you?
Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Please, when you're calling, always turn down the volume of your TV set so we won't have the delay. Hello, good morning,
Thank you.
sir. Yes.
It's Ryan from Abuja. Calling back.
Oh, okay.
Please. Your guest said he's the engineer, right? I don't know which of the engineers,
Yes.
civil or electrical or whatever.
Mechanical.
Basically.
But I want to use this example. In
Okay, please, we need you to be very quick with your analogy. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Please, faster, sir.
In February, I bought engine oil to service my generator at the rate of 8,500 naira. And just a few weeks ago, I was to reservice the same generator. And that same engine oil, just 4 liters, is now 14,000 naira. And the person is even telling me that he's helping me to give me at the rate of 14,000 naira.
Right.
Do I now need anybody to tell me to protest now? Do I now need leader to protest now? You keep telling us there is rules. There is, both of you keep telling us from the studio that there is. Please tell me which part of the constitution. Give me that rules that I need somebody to speak for me, that I don't have the right to speak for myself.
Okay.
Which part of the constitution? People say something and you people take it and begin to publish it up and down. Which part of the constitution?
All right.
Nigeria constitution.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Rahim.
You just sit down there and begin to say what you don't know.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Rahim. We really appreciate you.
Please, we are saying what we know. Go and read the constitution about protests. There are rules to every engagement. Every engagement has rules. You have to inform the police. You have to inform your routes that you are going to take. and the leaders of the protest must be known.
Exactly.
It's a standard procedure. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Chris. Let me ask you on the people on my neck.
Okay, sir.
I happen to be somebody that likes to give in. During good luck time, I used to buy at least 2 bags of rice.
Yes.
One for my mother, the other one for the widows in the village.
Okay, so we need you to quickly do that. Okay.
Yeah. So now, the price of a bag of rice now, you know how much? So now, those widows now that are been catering for, how do you think that they will feel? So the subsidy is the cost of everything. So the subsidy is nothing. That's not how to run a state. It's not good. Like Mr. President, since 1980 till now, Nigerian government naira have never mistakenly end up in my account. Instead, somebody dash me money, they will seize it and ask me to go and do verification. Why must it be so? Why? The way like they are running this country, you a young man there, a plate of food in a restaurant, you know how much? People are going to restaurants now with the fufu inside the abada. Are you aware? You dish out food for them. You see them bringing out fufu from their pockets because of under APC administration. Is it when we started cooking our children that these people will know that all is not well? Nobody should.
Thank you very much. I'm sure the government is hearing you. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you.
I hope I have 30 seconds to respond to that.
Of course you have.
Our problem
you have
is,
at least 3 minutes. So
yes, our problem is a lack of productivity. The last time we built a refinery in this country was 1984. 1984, 40 years ago was the last time we built a refinery in this country. There are countries with 16 refineries, 36 refineries. How can we, with the largest population in Africa, not have a functional refinery?
And yes, we're producing crude.
We are not producing. This is what I said. Even farming, we are not producing. Let us be honest with ourselves. Yes, crisis has added to it.
And
insecurity has added to it. Our population has increased. We are not farming. We are on social media. We are on TikTok. But we can't eat TikTok. We can't eat Facebook. Studio work. We can't eat this work. When we live here, we have to eat real food. We are not producing. Let us tell ourselves the truth. We are not producing. So when you say engine oil or food, we are not saying people are not hungry. You know, for heaven's sake, we understand that people...
Sorry to cut you. When you talked about we're not producing, farming especially. You
know,
some persons would say, what's the safety of going out to farm? If I know I'm safe, I would farm.
How will the government secure all farms? No, I just... You see, when everything is pushed to the government, of course, must find their basic responsibility to do. But you have to look at it. Can the government, do you know what a farm looks like? How many farms can the governors secure? How many farms can the government secure? So what we are talking about, productivity. If we don't get back to farming, if we don't get back to Dangote refinery working and the 3 other, if I was in charge of this protest, what I'll be saying is, President, take us to all the 3 refineries. Right. President, take us to NNPC. Let's see the money we have spent on refineries in the last 10 years. This is what I will protest about.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Toba. Owojaiye. We really appreciate you for your time today. All right, viewers, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We really appreciate you. Your calls always add callers to the show. I am Olamide Alhassan, and I'll see you again later. Bye for now.